Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. I'm back again with my friends. It's Prince Hakeem.
This is your man, Ronnie Ron.
And this your boy, the new Jordan. Let's go. Let's get it.
Jordan, you had to leave this one off. You know?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no problem. So, all right. So this is for our topic for today. So apparently, a couple of days back in May 5th, a Southern University cheerleader, she unfortunately deleted herself. And she posted, let me see if I can find, she posted a message because she went through severe depression, and it was so much point of severe depression that at her inside, she was just dead inside for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not, and this is not the only, I feel like this is not the only woman that feels that way, because back in February, Miss America, she had severe depression, and she was battling that for a long time. Her mom knew about her depression, but she didn't know how deep it was. And also we had Regina Kingson, who also deleted himself because I believe he had depression and all that. And the topic today is what, especially for our young people, our millennials that's younger than me, and also Generation X, do they feel so much pressure that they got to prove people about what they need to do, instead of feeling good with the inside, just to be happy of what they feel like, what they want to do, instead of having I like social media, seeing all this stuff, and they feel like they got to up one people, up one people, instead of do what's best for yourself, being happy for yourself.
See, this topic right here, mm-hmm. this topic here, I love to talk about because prior to the pandemic, Black mental health has dramatically increased. There has been more suicide. There have been more people dealing with a lot of mental health issues. Someone I know about is dealing with that right now as we speak. And I also lost a friend who also he was Black, who also dealt with suicide tendency, and he offed himself as well. God rest his soul. So this is a problem what we're dealing with in the Black community. In the Black community, we are taught to hold our emotions in and not talk about it. So especially now, because of this so-called racism, a lot of Black people are feeling a lot of pressure of not being successful people in society, because they feel like they're going to be outcasts. They're not going to get the opportunity they want. Certain race or group of people are getting better looking women. Especially when it comes to women, some women are getting overlooked. Especially in our community, a lot of our Black women are dealing with health issues, and the men. And it's coming a lot with the age group of the age of 21 to 35. Hakeem and Jordan, that's around our age group, which is very dangerous. So my thing is, when it comes to college, especially now, this generation of college, a lot of students are ending up in a lot of debt. Social media has been playing a toehold on a lot of these women and also the men. Every time you post something, you might not get the like that you want. You feel less than yourself with who you are right now at that moment. This is very serious, and it's getting worse and worse by the day. So I'm glad that Jordan brought up this topic, because this is a very serious topic. Because we as Black people, we got to find a way to have these conversations so this could stop, because it's killing off our race.
I have nothing but to agree with you on. We see it every day. Bad enough we deal with our own demons, to also deal with the demons of social media. And I think that's more prevalent to the climate that we're in as far as people is concerned. and a lot of the ugliness of society is presented out in public to display. It's bad enough that you got a young girl like that, Ariana Miller, may she rest in peace. May the young lady who jumped off the building in New York City, Miss America, may she rest in peace. May Regina King's son rest in peace. When I sit back here and think about them, and I think about how they had much more than a lot of other people, you feel me saying? And that still wasn't enough to satisfy whatever urge they had inside of them. That's why I say insecurities are free. Confidence you got to work for. Coming up in our days, there was no social media, so you had to face your insecurities head on. You know what I mean? I have a lot of things that's going against me. You don't see me waking up trying to off myself.
No, but the thing is, I came down because of Twitter. Twitter is the worst thing that ever happened to the society because everybody's quick to go and type something on Twitter could mess up somebody's whole way of living.
Mm-hmm. Not only Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's quick. Defamation of character. But the point of the fact is, how can, like, how do we link the mental health of these young Black kids? And first off, let me point this out. This is why a lot of you idiots who don't want to teach critical race theory in school don't understand that the blowback from racism plays in the mental state of a Black person. You feel me? A lot of people are not built to deal with the day-to-day life of this. One, we're not moving as a community. Two, you're already dealing with the gluttons of what we got going on in our house. Three, if you're not 100% whole, at any given moment, you're tampered. You're tampered, you could just go off the cliff soon. So how you expect for a person like this to fight whatever urge they got going on? I read what the lady said. She said she felt empty inside. Mama, thank you for everything you given me. Granddad, you left me by myself. I wish you was here to let me know I was feeling stupid. How many people we know seek the validation of others? And when they can't seek it, some people are just that gangster enough to, whoop, time to go.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm trying to say? But we have so much investment in police officers, but nothing on mental health. The conversation needs to be brought up amongst parents, amongst fathers, doctors, and all these things. Like, hey, did you have a couch check yet? Do you need to sit over here so we can talk? But let's be honest about it. We even scared to talk to our own girlfriends. From that being even blowback, from that even being thrown back at us. Who do Black men and Black women have to talk to when shit get rough?
That's true.
Tell me.
That's true.
Who do you have to talk to? Who are you going to tell when your little wee-wee is burning? Or shit going on in your life? There's nobody to talk to.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Why you think we around here dying off by heart attack and stresses and stuff like that? Come on, man. Especially if you're trying to build an empire, you work overnight. God knows what stress y'all go through. I can only imagine. The last thing I'm going to ever do is off myself. The world is too beautiful. At any given day, I could change my situation. That's why I say insecurities are free. Confidence you're going to have to work for. Like, what is it? Yeah, you grew up in a broken home. Don't we all? Yeah, you didn't get what you wanted to get. Don't we all? Yeah, you got picked on for being from another country. Don't we all? Yeah, you got picked on by the way you look. Yeah, we all. Who gives you the right to think that you have the right to go take your own life? No. So this is why the conversation has to be spoken about and to be to be regarded and referred and to sit down and to get down to the place. Where's the safe spaces for Black men and Black women to talk? Where's the safe spaces for these teens, these young adults? There ain't none. God knows what that girl was going through. If she seen the college debt at 120,000, she got no nigga. She say, "Hey, fuck this. I might as well leave." That's why when we start getting these conversations, and this is one thing what Kevin Samuel says, a lot of people overlook that he's misogynist. No, the man say life is about people. Get into the natural order of things. Why are you by yourself doing this by yourself? What if she didn't want to go to college? What if she wanted to be a wife but could not find that? You have girls who off themselves for that.
And my thing is about that, Hakeem, I feel like with that is I feel like their parents there feel like if you don't go to college, there's no other way to get, to be successful, and which is not true. That is definitely not true.
I was gonna go on that route too, John. I was gonna blame the parents because the parents are putting too much pressure on these children to meet the expectation they didn't meet.
Right.
Your child, that's your child, but every child has their own right to choose their own destination on where they want to be in life. Parents need to stop putting more pressure on these kids and telling them, "Hey, you need to get straight A's in school. If you don't get straight A's in school, I disown you. You need to be a doctor. You don't be a doctor, I disown you. You need to be a lawyer. You don't be a lawyer, I disown you. If you don't be a ball player, I'm gonna disown you." That is not fair for these children, and that's why they offer themselves, because it's the pressure of going back home and say, "Mom, I didn't get the straight A's. Now I'm getting D's in college. Do you still love me or not?"
And what happened to these parents is of asking your child, what makes you happy? What makes you want to get up, and what makes you want to give up, do what you need to do? What are you aspiring to do? What are your dreams? Stuff like that. I feel like, parents, they don't do that no more. They just feel like, oh, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, da 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 da. That's not the case. We really need to be open with our kids on what they really want to do and what makes them happy.
And one thing, people may bash Dwayne Wade for this, but I kind of agree with him in one thing. Allow your child to choose who he or she want to be in life.
Facts.
Yep, I agree with that.
Is that short?
That's the only thing we could agree with on that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
Allow them to choose. Because remember, now if they're in college, they consider to be an adult, because now they're taking out student loans, they living in a dorm, their parents no longer there, they have their own responsibility. So for the parents to still get pressure on these children, especially in the Black community, you already know most of us didn't grow with nothing.
Basically.
So we finally learned to get something. And then now we gotta still deal with the pressure of, I'm gonna let my parents down. I don't wanna go back home. Let me just go ahead and off myself. Because that's what's happening. I can't enjoy it. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
They're letting their parents down.
I want to touch on that. In our generation, and it's even worse in this new generation, parents would tell you, stay in the child's place. That's none of your business. Even up until you're an adult, parents are not having these conversations. Especially in our community, there's a superstition that if somebody acting crazy, they think somebody done voodoo on them. That's how idiotic we are as a race of people. I'm talking about in my group of people. But we're not having these conversations. We're not having these conversations. To understand, to identify what's going on. How are you going to identify what's going on if you're not around different types of people? You know what I'm saying? So putting into that perspective, the thing I'm wondering is, how can we create a safe space for people just to come and talk and have a fellowship, a brotherhood, and to help and walk people through stuff? I wish I knew that young girl. I wish she felt comfortable enough to call anybody in the world, but no, she said, hey, she said this was it.
And you'll be surprised, Hakeem, because I went to someone's funeral that did off himself. It was nothing but a group of people there. Group of people there.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, not one of these people you could have called. That's the craziest thing. Be a group of people there. And they say, man, I wish you could have called me. I wish you could have just, text me or hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. That's how people, man. We don't, when the help is there, we don't want to go for the help. Doesn't make any sense, bro.
It's all about, necessarily, it's all about who wants the help and who's willing to work for the help. You know what I mean? We see this countless of times. There's tons of people around, but it's just about, hey, I'm not going to take nobody help. I'm just going to do my own thing. You know what I mean? Just think about that.
And then out of that, Hakeem and Jordan, I said there's a lot. We never talk about therapy. I think therapy needs to be taught while we're young. While we're in high school and middle school, they should put that in the curriculum and talk about, hey, you need to have a therapy course and showing people how to go to therapy and how to, because that's how the only way we start. Because most of our kids go to school anyway, 24/7, 24/7 days, you know what I'm saying? Like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, that's how you start. You got to have these conversations. Hey, my son go to your school. I think he need a bit therapy course.
Mm-hmm. I'll go higher than that, Ronnie. I think we need a school therapist in schools from elementary, middle school, and high school.
No, they do. I think they got them school counselors, but they don't even help. They're not 100%.
And have them interchange.
Yeah.
But you want to know something, like, when I look at this comment and I look at these things, and I'm like, I say to myself, man, where have we gone to, man? Like, it's just another name just written down of somebody died the other week. This person died the other week. We got to sell these person clothes off. We got to do this and that. Then there's always just saying, like, hey, like, how much of people are really putting in the type of work to be who they want to be or be where they want to be? Like it all goes down to one key component. You have to do the work yourself. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know this subject here is very touchy, because I know everybody we know is dealing with that mental illness or mental factor of, man, it's really a lot of pressure out here and you want to off yourself. Basically. A lot of people deal with that, especially a lot of Black men, because we under pressure. We don't make enough. Our child is hungry. We living door to door. We trying to meet ends meet, and we are suffering. So we need to have these conversations. That's all I'm gonna say. We got to continue to have this conversation every single day.
No, definitely.
Check up on one, bro.
The only thing is, people, I want y'all to go seek help, seek advice, listen, read, and be aware of your surroundings and understand and know that you yourself can't do this by yourself. Life is all about people. Shutting yourself out to the world ain't gonna get nowhere. It's not gonna get nowhere. So this is what you know what I mean? That's really on that point that I got to say, as far as just make sure you take care of yourself, take care of your kids, take care of your parents, and you move in a certain corner way that's going to align with what you want to be in the future.
And me, on my final note, I think we as people, we need to start making ourselves more available for our loved ones. You're not too busy throughout the day to now pick up at least one phone call from your loved ones a day. That one phone call might just save somebody's life. And that's all I got to say on that.
And I'm gonna say is, parents, single mothers, single fathers, or man and mother, a man and woman that's together with their kids. I gotta say is, do a check-in with your child once a week, twice a week. Just check up on them, see how they doing, how their mentals are doing. You know, just continue to check up on it, you know, because you never know what your child's going through. It could be happening. It could happen. What happened in the day? What happened in, you know, in their life, or somebody hit me, or just anything. Just you know, check up on your kids. You know, as much as you can. Check up on them mentally, and that's my final thoughts.
And then, you know, on the behalf of KL Culture Radio, we started what happened with the young lady at college. But it's just a prime example of not getting the help you need and not talking to somebody. KL Culture Radio, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.